Hello guys, this is Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.com, and we're here today with episode number 18 in our incredible new tutorial series where you're learning how to think like an engineer using the Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi. What I am going to need you to do is pour yourself a nice tall glass of ice cold coffee. That would be straight up black coffee, poured over ice, no sugar, no sweeteners, none needed. And as you're pouring your coffee, as always, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Sunfounder. Sunfounder is actually sponsoring this most excellent series of video lessons. And in this class, we will be using the Sunfounder Elite Explorer Kit. Now, hopefully most of you guys already have your gear, but if you don't, look down in the description. There is a link over to Amazon. You can hop on over there and pick your kit up. And believe me, your life and my life are going to be a whole lot easier if we are working on identical hardware. But enough of this shameless self-promotion. Let's jump in and talk about what I am going to teach you today. And what I'm going to teach you is I'm going to teach you about the RGB LED. Sound good? I hope it does. So I need you guys to open up your kit and I need you to find this little bag of LED, the little juicy bag of LED goodness here, okay? And I want you to look at those LEDs and I want you to tell me that there's one that is different from all the rest. Someone tell me, leave a comment down below. What do you see in this bag? There is only one, and that one LED is different than all the rest. So I'll give you a second to look for that. I will take a sip of coffee and get out of your way. Okay, and then we'll switch over to our desktop view here. And then I will show you that special, that magic LED and what is different. Instead of having two legs, it has four legs. And so that's what we're going to learn today. What is it with the four-legged LED? What is it with the four-legged LED? So we'll switch over here. And what the RGB LED is, it in one little package has a red, a green, and a blue LED. So in one LED, you can get red, you can get green, and you can get blue. And the first thing that we need to kind of look at here is, let me see if I can come back over here. I need you to see, and I'm going to put it very deliberately like this. You see that there is one leg that is longer than the other legs. This one leg is longer than the other legs. And then left and right, the two legs are the same. Okay, and then when you come over further to the right, there is a shorter one. Okay, so let's come in and let's see if we can figure out how this LED works. All right, and so we will come back over here. So we all agree that there is a long leg here. That long leg is the ground. And then the leg that is by itself to the left of the ground, that is the red LED. And then to the right of the ground is the green LED. And then over by itself to the complete right is the blue LED. And so this is three LED in one, and they share a common ground. And so let's see if we can kind of draw it. So we're going to have one LED that is the red LED, and it's going to come down like this. And then we are going to have another LED, and that is the green LED like this. And it's going to come down. And then we're going to have what? We're going to have the blue. I don't like how I drew that. We are going to have the blue. I still don't like that. Okay, much better. Then we're going to have the blue LED that comes down. And then all of those are going to be connected together down here. And then that is going to go to ground, GND. So we're going to hook this GND pin to ground. But we still need a what? We still need a current limiting resistor. We still need a current limiting resistor. Now this time we're going to need what? 3 current limiting resistors. So we're going to come and we're going to have a current limiting resistor for the red channel, a current limiting resistor for the green channel, and a current limiting resistor for the blue channel. Okay, so if I were going to number these pins, this one on the left, pin 1, then pin 2, then pin 3, then pin 4. The pin 1 is the red one, and so this would be pin 1, and then the pin 2 is the ground, okay, and then the pin 3 is the green, and then the pin 4 is the blue. Okay, so now what would we do? We would take the 1, 2, 3 up at the top, and we would connect it to 3 different output pins on the Arduino. Okay, and I would probably go ahead and hook it to PWM pins just in case we want to set the brightness. I would use the little squiggly pins, okay, and then that center pin, that long pin, we are going to come down and we are going to hook to ground. Now, one of the most common questions I get on these LED is, well, can't I just use one? Can't I just use one resistor and put it down at the ground pin, and that would then limit the current for all of them? No, you can't do that, because if I turn pin 1 on, as current flows through, that voltage is going to increase on that resistor down there. Now, if I turn pin 3 on also, it's going to increase the current. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to get crosstalk between the channels. What happens with what I'm doing on channel 1 is going to affect what happens on channel 2. So if I turn red on and then I turn green on, the red color is going to get dimmer. So to keep isolation between the two channels, you have to use 3 different current limiting resistors. And remember, these new Arduinos have somewhat lower current capabilities, and each one of those resistors then we're going to want to be 8,000 ohms. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. Let's see if we can jump over here and get this thing hooked up and see if we can make it do its stuff. All right, now what I know is from that picture, I'm going to put the resistors up above. Okay, I'm going to put the resistors up above. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and notice that I've got this oriented like I did in the picture, where that long leg is kind of to the left. The long leg is not kind of to the right. The long leg is kind of to the left, okay, like that. Now this time I'm actually going to try to plug all those pins into adjacent rows, okay, or I guess those are columns there, into adjacent columns. And now I got to press it down a little bit. Okay, so now let's go back over here and let's remind ourselves, what do we want? We want to then hook the ground, that ground pin, directly to ground. It's not going to go through anything. It's just going to go directly to ground. And I love using these little Bojack wires. Hopefully you guys have had your chance to get these. There's a link down in the description if you don't have these little straight wires. It makes for neat builds. Now we know the second pin from the left was the ground pin, and so what I need to do is I need to connect that to, man, it's hard to do this. I can either look at it clearly for me or make it clear for you, but it's hard for me to get it to be real clear, and I missed it by 1, didn't I? Let's try it again. Man, I keep getting off by 1 pin. Man, how many times is that? Like 4 times? Boom. 5th time was a charm. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and make a ground rail down there. Even though I just need 1 ground, I'm trying to get you guys comfortable with creating this ground rail down here. So I'll take that over to GND. All right, now up above this, I need to connect those resistors. And I'll show you over here again, right? We need to connect those resistors above. And so we're going to jump over that trench to connect those things up. But what is wrong? What is wrong is I've got this all the way up at the top, so I can't conveniently plug that in. So I'm going to move this down. I'm going to move this down by 1 row. And so I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to move it down by 1 row. And I know sometimes my fingers block you, but I always want to come in. Okay, so you see I've got it. That second pin goes to the ground, and then I have a place here to hook things up. So now I've got a place to hook in my current limiting resistor. So I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to go to the left pin, which is the R pin. Okay, so you see how I have that I have that R pin going through this resistor. Now I want to skip that. I want to skip that next pin, the second pin, because that's ground, and I now want to go to the third pin. Okay, the third pin. Let me just put it in where I can see it better, and then I'll show it to you, because I'm kind of operating a little bit blind here. Okay, so now that third pin is in. Now let's get that fourth pin, which is the blue pin. Okay, that fourth pin is the blue pin. I'll bring it up there like that. Okay, so you see we got a really neat compact build here. And now what do I know? I know this needs to go to the R channel, this needs to go to the G channel, and this needs to go to the B channel. And I think what I'll do is I'll have RGB is going to be 9, 10, 11 pins. Why am I using 9, 10, and 11? Because 9, 10, and 11 are all PWM pins. They have that squiggly in case we want to control brightness later on. We can use those squigglies, right? And then 9, 10, 11 are all together. So it's real simple. 9, 10, 11 RGB. So now I do like to be neat. And so for the red channel, I'm going to use a red wire. And then that is going to come over to pin 9. Okay, like that. You see that? Now, why did that come on? That bugs me. I had a program in there. I must have been using that pin already, but we'll kill that. You got to remember, when you power up the Arduino, it will go in and it will run whatever the last program was in there. And so you see, I must have had that pin 9 turned on in the last program that I ran. So I have R. Now the next one's G, but I remember I have to skip over that ground one, and I've got to come right there. And then I'm going to go from 9. This green one's going to go to 10, like that. See how neat that is? Okay. And then the final one is B. It's the blue channel. And I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to come over to 11. RGB 9, 10, 11. Do you like how I coordinate those colors with the wires? You can't always do that, but anytime I can, I like to try to be as logical as I can with what I'm doing. And I'm just trying to check and make sure that that center one is in the right one. Yeah, you see it's just kind of bent over there a little bit, but it is in the right hole. Okay. So now there we are. So we got our circuit done, and we've got our explanation done. We're ready to what? We're ready to code, my friend. We are ready to code. So let's go ahead, and what I need you to do is fire up your Arduino IDE, and let's see if we can get some code written here. This now is very similar to what we did last week, and so hopefully you're comfortable with that. So we're going to be turning these things on and off, and so up at the top I've got to define some variables. So I'm going to have int. I'm going to call it red pin. Red pin was equal to 9, right? And then int green pin is equal to 10, like that. And then int blue pin is equal to 11. I'm always going to go back and check. Yep, 9, 10, 11. That looks good. Now I'm going to use my baud rate. So I'm going to set my baud rate equal what int? Int baud rate BR is equal to 96. Let's live dangerously. Let's say 115/200. Let's go faster this time. And if I change it here, I better remember to change it where? And in fact, I think I could go ahead and change it. Let's see. Yeah, you see that's 9600. We're going to go ahead and set this at 115,200 as well. Okay. And then our friend Mr. Semicolon goes there. Man, we're just rushing through this. Okay. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Okay. So let's come down to our void setup. And we're going to use the serial monitor. So we're going to say serial.begin with the baud rate. And then we're going to do our pin modes. So we're going to do a pin mode. Which pin? The red pin. And it is a what? Output. Like that. Pin mode. And then we have a... I really don't like all this pop-up business going on. Blue, red, green. Go in the right order. Green pin is an output. Semicolon. Pin mode. Blue pin is an output. Semicolon. Okay, we've turned the serial monitor on. We have done our pin modes. Okay, so let's just come down here and let's just try something. What if I come over here and I say digital write what? Red pin. And then I'm going to take that high like that. Semicolon, and let's run it. All eyes on the RGB LED, please. And we are running it. Okay, it's almost done. And boom, look at that. Look at that, my friend. A beautiful red. I got these diffusers. I was trying to hope I could get something that would allow you to see it better. But alas, it still doesn't show that good because, well, that's pretty good. On the camera, it's looking a little orange to where as I look at it in real life, it really is a very, very bright red. And so it is a very, very bright red. If I can turn red on, I can turn red what? Off. So I'll go low there. Let's try again. And it is off. That's good. Well, how about this? What if we go green pin? What if we take that high? Somebody predict what is going to happen here. If we've hooked it upright, and I do think I have, we should see this turn green. Boom, and it is a beautiful green. Let's turn green off, low, like that. Come over here, send that on down. We should turn it off. And then we are going to do blue pin high, like that. What did I do? Oh, case does matter. HIGH, like that. Let's see if that'll work. I was doing so good. We were sort of on a roll, weren't we? And it is downloading, and we have a blue, a beautiful blue, a beautiful blue. So boom, red, green, blue. That is pretty neat. So one LED, you can do RGB. Now this is your homework assignment. Your homework assignment is to ask the user what color they want the LED, what color they want the LED, okay? And these are the colors you're going to have to ask. Red, green, blue, which you might expect, but then you also have to do cyan, magenta, yellow, orange, white. So red, green, blue, cyan, magenta, yellow, orange, and white. Okay, that is the assignment. So I'm sorry, I really apologize. We don't have a cyan leg, and we don't have a magenta leg, and we don't have a yellow leg. So you're going to have to figure out how to do it. Then once you do it, what you need to do is make a short video of your circuit and of your code and showing it work. You've got to show it to me working, post it to YouTube, in your description link back to this video, and then down below leave a comment that links over to your homework solution so I can hop on over there and see what you did. Okay, guys, that I think that's a pretty cool lesson. I really love the RGB LEDs, and we're gonna be playing around with it a little bit more because there's just a lot of really interesting things that you can do with that RGB LED. And guys, I hope you are enjoying taking this class as much as I am making these lessons. I want to always give a big thank you to you guys who are supporting me on Patreon. It is your support and encouragement that is keeping these great lessons coming. So I really thank you for it. You all can also help me by giving me a thumbs up on this video and leaving a comment down below. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, when you do, make sure you ring that bell so you'll get notification when future lessons drop. And most importantly, share this video with other people, because the world needs more people thinking like an engineer and fewer people sitting around watching silly cat videos. Paul McWhorter with TopTechBoy.com. I will talk to you guys later.